A small but loud group of demonstrators rallied outside Fort Worth City Hall Friday, calling on the Fort Worth Police Department to fire an officer who's under investigation for a Facebook post the department calls racially insensitive and grossly inappropriate.
If you want to help us, keep crap like this off the internet. Clean your department up.
The group United My Justice calls it a slap in the face to the black community as racial tensions run high all over the country.
It seems like in this household, they've added, how can I humiliate black people further?
Screenshots of posts claiming to show the officer's profile and the photo central to the investigation are circulating on social media among concerned residents. WFAA is not sharing those screenshots because we could not verify the original posts at this time, and the police department would not confirm it for us either, citing an ongoing investigation by Internal Affairs. The department says the post in question has been removed.
We can't keep putting bandages, on mistakes.
The Fort Worth Police Department says the officer has been placed on restricted duty. That means his gun and badge have been taken away, and he is unable to perform the duties of a police officer for now. These protesters say that's not enough.
Needs to be fired from this job. Not tomorrow, not Monday, ASAP.
Fort Worth police officer and department spokesperson Tracy Carter did not speak on camera, but did tell the protesters he understands their frustrations, and it could be a matter of days before the investigation is finished.
The police allowed this man to stay on the force. It lets us know what type of police department we are dealing with.
In Fort Worth, I'm Eric Alvarez.